lost, take your trust. That's me. That's so sick. I'm a fraud, call me a liar. A true psycho. Woo. I'm a fraud, call me a liar. A true psychopath, don't love me. When you're lost, take your trust. Yeah, that's me. Oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. Yes, I'm a fraud. Call me a liar. A true psychopath.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm having to do this on my phone and it's way uncomfortable. No me gusta. I'm waiting for my um for my computer to wake up. I don't know why the computer is feeling very sluggish today. First of all, let me just say welcome in everyone. I'm so glad to see all of you. Like I said, I'm on my phone, so I'm not like super good at scrolling the comments on the phone because it wants to highlight everybody's comment, you know what I mean? And I would like to say hi to you guys individually, and you know that normally I would if I were on the laptop. The laptop is waking up. I'm about to come in on my laptop. But before I do that, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going outside for a cigarette. It's been a heck of a day. So let me tell you what had happened. All right. So what had happened was this. All week, I have been getting emails from YouTube, right? And I'm well aware about the whole, hang on just one second. And I'm well aware of other creators, including my sweet Allie Erickson, who was demonetized last month, and I just kept being like super worried about it. If you were here for my Adelson live, you guys know I talked about it then. I was super worried about how I would cover trials moving forward because I don't want to get hit for reused content. Well, I got like 2 emails yesterday about I get, or well, not me anymore, but as creators, when I was monetized, you can now gift memberships, which I thought was really cool. But every time I would get an email, like I would have a little tiny panic attack. Okay. So this afternoon at like, I don't know, 4:37, I got an email from YouTube saying that my channel has been removed from the Google AdSense or YouTube partner program. And so I went to go to my studio to find out why, and it's for reuse content. And it's ironic that it is reuse content, particularly for me, because I mean, quite frankly, the videos that I started out on this channel doing are West Memphis 3 videos. Those are all like, hold on a second, I need to light this cigarette. Those are all completely original content. Like it's all my own videos, it's all my own, all the things, right? I put them together. Um, and even though I've come a long way since those videos, and there's a little tiny part of me sometimes that wants to like redo them, I don't do it because it does show my progress. And I remember when I made my very first video, like how proud I was of it. And so I know that it's a glitch. I know that I have options. I can appeal. I'm going to submit a video. I mean, um, that is the greatest irony of it all is that in order for me to appeal, I need to submit a video, um, which, as you guys know, I I actually like making. So I will get through this. But the thing is, YouTube has changed their policy. So it used to be when you um, were removed from the YouTube Partner Program, as long as you met the threshold, then you would get your payout. Well, that policy has changed, and that policy has changed because um, YouTube wanted to change it. Google changed it. They're allowed to change their policies, and they changed it, and that's the way that it is. So if I submit my um, video, granted, this is a Friday, so it probably won't even be looked at until Monday. But even if I submitted my video right this second, YouTube has like 14 days to look it over. And if they decide, hey, you know what, we made a mistake, we did it on an accident, um, then they would reinstate the monetization, but I wouldn't get paid for the month of November until January. So I'm bummed about it. Um, but I have already like I have my Patreon, and so I'm just going to use that for the time being. The lowest, I only have one tier. It's $5. I have a video that I've been working on for ages because my intention was to upload it to YouTube, obviously, but I wanted it to be an example of the type of content that people would get if they joined my Patreon. And so I'm just going to end up putting it probably on Patreon. I'll have to probably do some lives over there. But I promise that I'm not going to stop coming to YouTube. I'm not going to like not um, do lives on this channel. I'm stressing out also because we are currently waiting for February's jail calls with Letitia Stout, among some other things with pertaining to her. And I don't want me not being monetized and trying to uh, submit this appeal and go through the process and whatnot to impact Allie and Crime Curious Jen. I just, I'm worried about that. So it's really imperative for me to get this video out as soon as I can to YouTube. I'm a little like shocked by it. Even though there was something in the back of my brain that was like, worried about this. Sorry, I was distracted by chat. My side hustle of pole dancing, huh? I wish. I I think that this is what I honestly think has happened. I think that um, when YouTube changed the requirements to become a YouTube partner, i.e., monetization. They actually lowered some of the stuff. For example, you no longer have to have 1,000 subscribers. You only need 500 now, which only 500 subs is a lot. But they've lowered their requirement. And so I think what they have done in lowering the requirements to become a YouTube partner, they have become more stringent on and they rely greatly on AI. And so I think that for whatever reason, this has just happened. And I know that it's a mistake. You guys know that it's a mistake. I don't reuse people's content. I mean, the only content that I have ever restreamed has been law and crime or court TV. And it's all transformative. It's all done under fair use. I paused for commentary, blah, 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 blah. You guys were there, the calls from Letitia at the jail, the pretext calls, all of that stuff was stuff that me, Allie, and Crime Curious, with the support of you guys and the donations of you guys, bought and paid for. It's our original content. I just think it was a mistake. I know it was a mistake because I don't have reused content. So I think it's going to be fixed, and it just sucks because it is the last payday before Christmas. And while I don't have young children at my house, I'm not raising children anymore. I do have grandchildren, and Christmas is for kids. And, besides Christmas, which is it's a holiday that you're supposed to be, it's really about being together with your family and stuff like that. That's really what Christmas is about. But there's still bills. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to say like, oh, I 100% rely on YouTube to pay my bills, because that would be not true. I have a husband. He has a job. So there's income. It's not like that. But I have been a stay-at-home mom since 1995. Well, that's not true. I was working when I got pregnant. So like 1996, when I got pregnant with my second son, I have been a stay-at-home mom. So I've never worked outside of the home. But believe me when I say that a stay-at-home mom, that is a job. I mean, you guys have never met my little heathens, but I'm telling you, they're 93% of the reason that I am as thrown off as I am. And that's just facts, okay? They really that's how it is when you raise kids. And now they've got grandkids, now they've got kids, and I've got little grandkids and everything like that. So it was nice having an income that I could help and contribute to the household. As you know, I have a 15-year-old. He just turned 15 on the 6th of December. I have a 15-year-old chocolate lab. It's going to be time to make some really tough decisions. I'm holding out for Christmas. That was what part of this money was going towards. Because my kids are going to be here for Christmas, and not all of them, just my youngest and my sister and my nephews. And I wanted them to be able to say goodbye to Nestor, but it is an expensive thing to have to do what I have to do. I don't even like to talk about it because I also, will have to pay for, like the cremation. And obviously I want him to have his own cremation. I don't want him, the thought of him being in there with a bunch of other animals just breaks my heart. Plus I will keep the ashes. I have the ashes of all the dogs I've ever had. They're all my friends. They're all my family. And I just would never, I just think I would never judge anybody for their choice about what they have to do with their dog. But for me, I couldn't do it to Nestor. I just couldn't. He's been such a good boy all his life. I mean, the only thing that he ever did that was like thrown off, and I to this day cannot figure out how he did it. He is crate trained. He hasn't had a crate in like 10 years. But when he was a puppy, we called it his office, and he would go in there and sleep. And one morning, when I woke up, I went downstairs and I was getting the kids up for school and everything. And the first thing I did was go to Nestor's crate because he's a puppy. He's going to be hungry. He's going to need to go potty, all the things, right? And his office was in the corner of the kitchen. Okay. So he was up against a flat wall. And to this day, I have no idea how he managed to do it, but he chewed a hole in the drywall on the flat part of the wall. It's not like he like nibbled on a corner. If he had nibbled on a corner, I could see how that occurred, how he was able to do it on the flat surface. But that's like the worst thing he ever did. It costs like $3 to fix it. And but anyway, that's I had like I had plans, do you know what I mean, for this money. I have expenses, obviously. That's the part that sucks because, you budget. I budget. I don't have it like that. I have to budget. And it just sucks. Hang on just a sec. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. I'm trying to come in on the laptop, but StreamYard's acting like I don't have a microphone hooked up, and it's just like, come on, bro. Like, just could one thing cooperate today? Like, I don't need this hassle, man. Oh, thank you, Michelle. And you guys, I really do want to look at your comments. It's hard to read chat on a phone. I don't know how anybody, maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. I guess if I was used to going live, I would I would I would know how to do it better if I was going live through my phone, but it's weird. I can't. Let me just go through a different browser. Anyway, so yeah, it's just hard. It's just hard. It just sucks. And like I said, I know this is a mistake. Like I really do truly believe that, YouTube, like I said, when they changed their policies on what you need to do to become a YouTube partner, I think that they put some like fail safes in, you know, and I think one of the fail safes might be turned up too high because honestly, what's funny about it? I never look at the part of the studio where you have your content ID. And I have so many notifications where my content has been used, and I never do anything about it because I feel like I don't feel like they've done anything like, malicious, unlike Sarah Boone, who she can say no malicious all she wants. Sarah, what you did was malicious. I mean, I don't think you knew exactly what was going to happen, but I don't think you intended to do it when you put him in there. But for Pete's sake, you had to have known when you pushed that man down the stairs and you didn't let him out of the suitcase that there was going to be problems, Um, so I just, yeah, I just, anyway, I don't think it was malicious. I just feel like, and I don't think it happened because anybody did anything. And I'll tell you why I don't think it's because anybody did anything. It's the reason I don't think that it's because anybody did anything is because I don't have um, copyright claims. The only copyright claims that I've ever gotten are from like when I would let my epidemic sound lapse and forget, oh crap, I got to pay it. You know what I mean? And then I would use, hold on a second, I'm going to come in and it's going to be all weird. So give me a second. All right, sorry about that. Give me just a sec. Let me get my earbuds in so I can hear. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Should be fine now. Wouldn't recognize my microphone, which was weird. Anyway, so that's okay, we fixed it. So basically, when I submit this YouTube video, um, if you guys, while we're in this chat right now, and I haven't been able to look at comments, because I can't, now I can, okay, but before I could, now I can, before I couldn't see. Okay, so here's the deal. What I would really like for you guys to do in this live, if you don't mind, is if you could, you know, maybe comment something about a good thing that my channel has like brought to you guys. I mean, not that you guys don't do it all the time. I have tons, and I'm so beyond grateful for them, and they will be in the video. I'm, you know, of supportive comments. I've gotten comments on lives and videos where you guys have told me, hey, I was having a really crappy day. And then I saw you guys were live. And during the live chat is fine. Allie's taking screenshots. She's the best. I do. Oh, I wanted to say something really quickly too before I forget because I don't want to be um, rude. I did get PayPal's and I want to say thank you to everyone who sent a PayPal. I am beyond grateful. Thank you guys so much. Um, yeah, if you just comment here, um, Allie's going to screenshot it for me, and I would just appreciate it. And yes, Allie is correct. There is a creator that's using the jail calls, and just it would which is fine. I mean, that is what YouTube allows for. That is why there is fair use. But it would just be nice if they would put in their, they would put me, Allie, and Jen's links in their description. Just say, hey, look, these girls, this is where these calls have come from. Um, you know, we would just appreciate it if, we would just appreciate it, or this is where we appreciate them, putting this out, because those calls for Jen especially are an incredible amount of work to adjust all the audio, and especially to take out some of that background noise and all of that stuff. Um, it's hard. So thank you, Allie. You guys are all just the best. I mean, listen, when I started my YouTube channel, I started it because what I really wanted is a place to talk about true crime, just true crime. I didn't want to, like, argue with people, I mean, and I had so much, I still do have so much information in my brain regarding the West Memphis 3 case that I have been holding on to for, I don't know, what year are we on? 2023. And I think I started looking at the case in 2021 or 2021, 2001. So what is that? 22 years of research in my brains. And, I wanted to put it out there, and my whole intent to do it was I just wanted the information out there. I didn't want to sway people one way or another. I knew and was prepared that the people that feel West Memphis 3 is one of those cases. People feel very strongly one way or another. Do we get sometimes people who are on the fence? Yes. But I'm telling you, it's been my experience over the 20 some odd years. They don't stay on the fence very long. They really fall hard to one side or the other. And I just wanted people to understand that there is no, like, secret stash of information, that it's available to everybody, and that here's where it is. I'm gonna do a little, like, video about it, and then I'm gonna tell you where you can go and read the documents for yourself, all of them, right? And that is what I started my channel on. And then I started covering trials, because the West Memphis 3 case is what got me interested in trials. My mom is what got me interested in true crime, but it was the West Memphis 3 that got me interested in trials and the legal process. And so I just started watching trials, and I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if I commented on trials, like the jurors, maybe stuff that the jury is seeing, as if I were a juror, right? But I'm not but I get to talk about it, right? And maybe we can talk about it, because all of us are people that would be selected for jury duty, right? So I thought, okay, what if we all talked about it like that? So I started out doing that, and I had Mo on there, Rottweiler Investigations. I had Shameda up there, Criminality up there, True Psych Ward, and we would just, watch trials and talk about, like, the evidence as it was presented and what we thought about it, because
unlike the jury, which I kind of feel sorry for jurors, where they have to sit and they have to take in that information and that evidence for like 8 hours at a time, right? Or for hours and hours at a time with a little bit of break. And then, oh, you liked Ezra. Wow, I've thought about writing Ezra. Maybe I should. Um, so anyway, like for them to have to sit there with that information in their brains for the entire time of the trial, whether it's a week or it's 6 weeks, like Letitia's trial was like 6 weeks. Alex Murdoch's trial was what, like 3 weeks. Those things, I mean, that's a long time to sit with that information in your brain, right? So I was thinking, what if we just talk about it? And that's how it started. And, and then on the side, Dr. B and I would get together and we would go over like crazy interrogation videos. I mean, come on, how many times have I've laughed at by myself just watching um Stephanie Lazarus's interrogation, right? Oh, Spazzy Lazzy, by myself, no commentary, just listening to her, right? She may, and then, and then there would be times when this is how it actually happened. So Dr. B and I, with the rest of the ward girls, true psych, I mean, well, Dr. B is true psych ward, Samantha, Shamita, team psych ward. That was my original fam. And so then we were on a phone call one time when we were talking about NK, and the girl said to me, "What do you think about NK?" And I just, like, it just came out. And Dr. B said, "Oh my God, we should roast her interrogation." Um, Team Psych Ward is one of my mods. You'll see her in here. Dr. B hasn't done a stream in a while. She's been really busy with work, and I've been begging her to come back, but she's busy, and so I gotta you know, I gotta I gotta be patient with her. But anyway, so that's how it started, and we started with um, NK, and then she would come to me and be like, "Oh my gosh, what about this?" And then it just went from there, and it was a little levity in covering cases where um, the worst possible thing has happened. And I was like, well, I just wanted to give a little levity to the situation, because these are hard cases. And then so like I've come, like along. Oh my gosh, yes. And Kat's mom almost, yes, bless her heart, from the Chandler Halderson trial. Oh, Chazzle Dazzle, So like that's this channel means a lot to me. And I was really like, I was excited to do true crime because I really wanted people to understand that like a case is, if you it is like a marathon, right? The beginning of the case is when, like, for example, there's a missing person and then the person's body is found, right? And but the whole thing is a marathon, that actually the trial, the verdict from the trial is really the finishing line. And I really wanted like people to um understand all that process. And you know I wanted to hear from people like me, you guys, because before I was a content creator, which whatever that means, um, I was a subscriber to YouTube. I watch all kinds of stuff. I can't tell you guys how many things and that have broken around my house that I have fixed from a YouTube tutorial. Those videos that I make, the thumbnails that I make, I learned to do that. Some of it was from Christine G. Vassamy, and then some of it was YouTube tutorials. I would watch and watch and watch and study and look what they did and adjust it for, I wouldn't use like their example, right? But I would use the directions, for my own. That's how I learned how to do that stuff. And so, yes, Shamita, some of it I'll never forget. Okay. There used to be this app. It was a YouTube downloader, okay, where you could go to it and you could put in a YouTube URL, right? And it would just download the whatever it was right to your computer, right? Or your laptop or whatever you used, right? But they took it away for American citizens. But my fam, Fermata, is not a US citizen. She lives in the Canadas. And so she she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go into Canva with you, and bless it, this video was like, I don't know, 5 minutes long, and she started like adding pages in 5-second intervals, and I was like, no, no, Shamita, look, I'll show you. And I mean, that is how we learned. We learned together. We absolutely learned together. It was one of those things, and I would get frustrated, when I couldn't um like figure it out. Canva took me a minute. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And I would be in the chat with the girls and I'd be like, oh, I hate Canva. I hate this laptop. I hate this. I hate that. I would be so frustrated with myself. But then I would just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until I figured it out. And eventually I figured it out. And like, I still have a ton of, like, a long way to go. Right. But I'm proud of myself. I'm 46 years old, you know? And the fact of the matter is, and this is just, I'm just going to be raw with y'all. The fact of the matter is, like I told you, I I have been a stay-at-home mom since 1996, okay? And yes, my kids are adults now. Yes, my youngest has left the nest. That's true. It's so difficult to get a job in the workforce when you haven't worked in 20 years, 30 years, however long it's been. Um, Almost 30 years, because my oldest is going to be 30 next year. So, or the year after. It's really hard. When you turn in, like, you submit a job application and you're like, bro, I haven't had a job since, I worked at Chick-fil-A as a teenager, or the daycare that I worked at when I was pregnant with my oldest son, which is how I met Amber Hagerman and her family. She went to the daycare that I worked at. Someday I'll tell that story. But anyway, so and it's funny because I was just talking to Allie about this the other day. I made myself learn. I could have asked somebody to do it for me. I could have paid somebody to do it for me. And I'm not knocking anybody that has done that. You got to do what's right for you. But for me, the reason that I didn't, the reason that I said I don't want somebody to bring me the fish, I want to learn how to fish, is because what if, God forbid, something happened to my husband unexpectedly? What would happen to me? What would I do? I haven't worked. I don't have like a marketable skill, right? But with now I kind of do. You know what I mean? I can help other people make a video. I can show them tricks, you know? And I You know what I mean? Like, I'm sad about, it's, I think that for me, on it, yes, I am incredibly bummed about the demonetization. But I think what I'm most bummed about for real is the reason: reused content, reused content. That is what is like, I feel insulted by that, because I've worked so hard to try to bring something a little bit different to this corner of YouTube. It's, especially when I think about how many hours Like, I'll give you an example. So the video that I'm working on right now is called, it's part of that, And Now the Truth. All right. And what it's Letitia and the Volturi. Okay. And um, I I found a way so that I g I generated an AI of me. It's a picture. It's the picture that I use in, like, my avatar right now, but I found a way to upload it and using AI, and it will talk. The mouth moves and all that stuff. And so I've been working on putting that in each one of the frames of the slides, of the screenshots, of the jail reports, and of the screenshots of the docket files, the court docket in Letitia's case, to show you guys what was going on above and beyond in the background, as it were, of those jail calls. And it's like it's taken me a while, and I was not happy with, like, I use I use a different stuff, but Canva is what I use to make thumbnails and slides sometimes. It just depends, and I use iMovie and I use Animotica, and I use a bunch of different stuff, but I wasn't liking how the audio was sounding when I was recording it. It sounded sort of like, I don't know, kind of like I was in a tin can or whatever, and it wouldn't matter like where I was recording because there's plenty of, furniture in this room that I'm in. It's not like, you know, it's an empty room where you'll get that echo or whatever. So I downloaded Audible so that I could do it. And that took me a minute, and then I went to Curious Jen and I was like, look, I'm having a little struggle. Can you help me? And she was like, oh yeah. And then she showed me this cool trick to fix it because I had it all done. And I was recording the last little bit because I wanted to add some things that I had forgotten about. And I was doing it yesterday, which yesterday was trash day, and we have those big barrels, the big trash can thingies, the ones that you roll out or whatever. And so I that was all in the background. And I got so frustrated, which this is a lot of time. This is what happens, and why sometimes it takes me a while to do things is because I will get frustrated and I will delete it and be like, I got to start over. So I know that I've been promising you guys that video for a very, very long, long time. Um, I just, but I think one of the other coolest things that's come from having this YouTube channel is I've met you guys. I have one of if not the best chats on the YouTubes. I remember, I'll tell you one of my proudest moments was the last live with the calls that was on this channel. Okay. Do y'all know that there was a point in time when there were over 1,000 people in this chat? I have never had that many, ever. And I was watching the chat, and there wasn't anybody, that nobody was fighting, arguing, or being like, arguing is one thing, because everybody has a different opinion and a different perspective on what they're hearing. But nobody was insulting each other for their a difference of opinions. I almost didn't need to have mods. And that's because you guys are so freaking cool. And I am like, that says something. That is something to be proud of. That you guys can be in here and we're talking about, I think everybody can agree Letitia is terrible and she's a monster, right? But we know there's other parts of the calls, that, like, around Harley and just, some of the family and stuff that we have differing opinions on. We see things differently, and that's fine. That's how it should be. I don't want an echo chamber, you know? But you guys were like super um into like just chatting about the case. You guys weren't fighting. You guys weren't like, it was just super cool. It really, really, really was. It really, really, really was. Just super cool to have that, to see that many people in the chat without anybody like, you know, fighting and trolling and stuff like that. And I know that I'm really lucky to be surrounded by so many really freaking awesome people. You guys are just really freaking awesome. And I'm lucky. So, yeah, it sucks about the money. It does. Of course it does. I mean, the truth, it would be ridiculous for me to say that money is not a big deal. The truth of the matter is, I love the Beatles, but if love is not all you need. Like, love is a great thing. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. But I cannot go to the electric company and be like, "Hey, Duke Electric, I got love." Do you know what I mean? So you do need money, but it's not the most important thing. It's just one of those things you have to have. You know what I'm saying? And then when I met Allie, okay, and it was just a fluke that I happened to be in her chat that day, and we decided, hey, we're gonna let's collaborate on Lori Vallow. That was our just nothing. We're just chatting in Viro, or I'm just chatting. I lost my monetization, and I'm just talking to my friends about it. That's it. It's not like a big deal. It's not like a specific thing. Um, so then I met Allie, right? And we were going to collaborate on Lori Vallow, and then all of a sudden, here comes Tisha, and I had so much fun covering Vallow and Stout with Allie. And then through that, I met Crime Curious Jen. And that brings us to where we are now. And I've been fortunate enough to meet people like ATS News. I have been fortunate enough to meet people like Melissa Jade. I have been fortunate enough to meet people like Criminality. Like I've met some really, really incredible true crime content creators that I have learned from. Like I like going over to ATF News because she will have her own perspective and she asks really good, thought provoking questions. And I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't even think about it that way, you know? And I've been really lucky. I've just been really lucky. And I'm just bummed. You know what I mean? I'm just bummed. I'm just bummed. But I'll tell you this much. I promise that I will get through this. I will continue on YouTube. Like this is not going to be. Oh yes, and I can't even forget about this. I met a wolf. Oh, um, who is just one of the coolest people. I've met some really, really cool people on YouTube, and I know that I know how precious that is. I have watched YouTube for a lot longer than I've participated in YouTube, if that makes sense. And I've seen some things. I'm sure everybody has seen some things. I've seen some throwed off stuff. What's the matter, legendary CEO? Do you need did are you were you asking for something? I'm sorry. I'm not looking at chat. I'm sorry. Um, I'm sorry. Um, oh, I see now. Thank you, Allie, for dropping that, or whichever mod, bless your hearts, that it was, because I'm just rambling. Oh, thank you, Team Psych Ward. Thank you for um, that, so anyway, like I know how lucky I am to have met the cool people that I've met, the good people that I've met. You know what I mean? Like, cause when you find a good one, you got to hang on to them because they're rare, you know? Um, but yeah, so it's going to be okay. I'm going to submit the appeal. I'm going to use you guys as comments from the chat. I'm just going to talk to the thing like I am talking right now, and I'm going to show YouTube, all the things that they've asked for, like the stream, that's the StreamYard. I'm going to show them the Canva. I'm going to show them the Epidemic Sound, the Animotica, all the things that they've asked for, and I'm going to follow the guideline, that the template that I know is there and that works. And fingers crossed, um, I'm going to submit it over the weekend, because I don't know if they have people. I don't know YouTube's like office hours. I don't know if they have people there 25/8 or not, but it regardless, I'm going to submit it, because um that way you guys you know that way it's also bothers me because of you guys. They're holding your money too. um and I don't know what happens to like the content that I put under members only. Like, I didn't even look at that. you know I don't know if it goes to like a private link. So even if you guys were, when you guys are like, because you guys are great, I have a lot of members, and I don't know if you guys can see the content that's for members only anymore. I don't even know how any of that works. I have to go look at that. And that's not cool for you guys too. I mean, not that my content's like woohoo, I'm not HBO. I get it. Like I know that people are not waiting around for my content like they were waiting around for season 6 or 7 of Game of Thrones. I get that. Like, I do not have any delusions of grandeur, but you guys that support me and are cool enough to be like, we'll just wait, Jen. We'll just, you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that. And, so I don't know. I just, yes, Wolfie. This is another thing. Yo, I cannot wait for next month, because next month, any of you guys that watch reality TV, okay, and don't be ashamed, because sometimes I need a break from the true crime, and I need something that's not so deep, as it were. And let me tell you where I turn to for solace: Vanderpump Rules. Okay, I do it. I watch it. And season 11 is premiering in January, and it's all about the aftermath of Scandal and all the things. So I am I gotta, yes, Wolfie, I've seen the previews. And not only that, if you guys are fans of that show, okay, Google, or no, go to YouTube and search BravoCon Vanderpump Rules, because they uploaded like clips, and there are other channels that were at BravoCon that uploaded clips from BravoCon, specifically the Vanderpump Rules panel. I'm just going to give you one little tiny spoiler, okay? So it was Tom Schwartz was there, and Katie Maloney was there, and you guys know that they have been divorced, okay? Now, this isn't even true crime, and this whole this whole live has not been about true crime at all. But anyway, so they have divorced, right? So they're sitting there together, and I don't know, somebody asked Tom Schwartz a question about Katie Maloney, and he turned to her and he said, "You look nice." And Katie Maloney turned to Tom Schwartz and said, "You look like a couch." She said it like so dry, and so like there was salt to it. And It was what it was. You know what I mean? It was just funny, and it was so it was so Katie. So anyway, like I can't wait to get back to that. And that stuff is going to be on Patreon because it is better over there. Like as far it's better, it's easier for me to show you guys the stuff I want to show you on Patreon versus YouTube. That's just the way that it is. Because I want to stay within their guidelines. And let me tell you something else. I One of my favorite roasts that I ever did with Dr. B was the roast of Prince Andrew. And I'll tell you why, because it wasn't just with Dr. B. It was with Dr. B and Dr. B's actual blood sister. Now, Dr. B and I are sisters by like choice. This was Dr. B's actual like blood sister, right? And we had the best time, because here he is, no sweat Andy, right? He has no sweat glands, so he can't sweat, right? And he's under all these freaking hot lights. And the interviewer is asking him questions in a way that I personally feel only could be asked by somebody who is British because of the etiquette and the protocol that goes along with the fact that it's Prince Andrew. Because can y'all imagine my wild ass being in charge of interviewing Prince Andrew? Okay. But that was the most fun roast. And, he would just say ridiculous stuff. Like they have it documented that, that he has been to like Epstein's home like 4 times. And here comes Prince Andrew. Like he doesn't know how many times he's visited uh, Epstein in Florida, right? And she says, well, you've been there 4 times this year. And Prince Andrew is like, it's like she just told him that monkeys are going to fly out of his butt. He says, 4 times a year. Like he is so friggin' shocked about it. And it's hilarious to me. And I don't know why it's so hilarious to me. It's a serious subject, but just his shock at that, and then his whole story about how he had to meet with Epstein essentially to break off their friendship. Like he had to break up with him, but he did it in Central Park. Okay. And it's Prince Andrew, for Pete's sake. When the paparazzi know that he's in town, they're looking for him. So here he is in Central Park breaking up with Jeffrey Epstein, right? And the paparazzi are taking pictures of him, and he doesn't think there was anything wrong with that. Then she starts showing him photographs of him with these girls in in Epstein's brownstone in New York, right? And that can't possibly be him because one, those are his travel clothes, right? But what's interesting to me is then he starts identifying pieces of furniture, and not just furniture, like decorative vases, right? And where they are in the house, but you ain't never been there. Like it's just so absurd. You know what I'm saying? And it was just it's just it was just it was hilarious. Just watching him was hilarious. And I just had a great time. And then we had Sarah Boone and her no malicious, like her unintentional taking and going to bed. She went upstairs and did all of the things that whatever those are, right? Everybody has their own bedtime routine. Sarah does her whole bedtime routine in preparation for what? Bedtime, right? But didn't mean to go to bed. How do you listen? There's only 2 things that I can think of well, there's 3. There's 3 things I use my bed for, okay? 1 is to sleep, 2 is naughty, and 3 is to fold laundry, okay? Let me just say this. All of those things are intentional, and I know that if I climb into my bed and I get under the covers and I lay on my pillow, if I'm tired enough, I'm going to fall asleep. So anytime I get in the bed to do that, I'm taking the risk of falling asleep. So therefore, it's not intentional. Now, I may not intend to, like, if it's a nap, I may not intend to sleep for as long as I did. That part's unintentional, right? You can't really, without the, without an alarm, and even with an alarm, all you have to do is turn it off, right? You really can't control how long you sleep, right? That's unintentional. But the act of getting into bed after you've put your PJs on, brushed your teeth, done all the things, put your lotion on, all those things that you do, whatever you guys do before bedtime, smoke your last cigarette, and then say, it wasn't intentional. I didn't intentionally go to bed. What did you intend to do? Your taxes? I don't understand. But it is what it is. So, I'm sorry, hold on. Let me mute so I'm not coughing in. And that's another thing. Like, Sarah Boone, her trial is coming up. Now, this is what I think is going to happen with Sarah Boone. She's got a new attorney. She's got maybe a new judge. It's hard to tell because when I went and looked at Judge Wooten's docket, his schedule, as it were, she is on his schedule for January 16th, but not for January 29th, which is the actual trial, which is interesting to me that he would handle all of the preliminary stuff, right? But then the trial would be turned over to another judge. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I intend to get to the bottom of it. Now, this is my thought. I think that Sarah's had this new attorney since November of 2023. So I think they might be ready for trial by like March 2024, maybe April. And then, of course, we've got Chad Daybell's coming up. We have who else? Adam Montgomery is coming. I got to find out what's happening with old Lori in Arizona. Lori, girl, I know you ain't ready. And I will say this. I mean, if you have to be moved to an Arizona jail to await trial, you'd want to do it during this time of the year. Like she's kind of catching a break. Donna Adelson, got to figure out what's going on with her to see if, and we've got to find out if they're going to charge Wendy Adelson. There's just so much in the air. So, I really, I want to get back to it. I'm excited about it. I'm just going to, I will figure out a different way to do the trials, to make sure that just in case, Megan, I forgot about Megan Boswell. She's got stuff coming up. We have Leilani Simon, there's just a lot of stuff. So, I'm not leaving YouTube. This is like just a bump in the road. And I'm going to get through it and going to keep pressing on. But in the meantime, I'm going to, if you do want to help out, and I understand, listen, this is a tough time of year. It's a tough time of year for everybody in a year that it is any time, right? Christmas time is a stressful time just because it is. And please do not feel bad. Please do not feel obligated. Please take care of yourself first. I would never want any of you guys ever to give to me and do without. Please don't do that. Please. I will be okay. I will figure it out. Okay. I will. But if you do want to help, they're dropping my links. I'm going to do a live tomorrow night on Patreon. It's just going to be a casual thing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Sister Wives. Have y'all watched that? If y'all have not watched Sister Wives, okay, they do a really good job at recapping. So you don't they're on like season 18. So if you've never watched it, maybe watch like all of season 1 and then just skip forward to season 18 and watch season 18. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about. I have been watching. I've seen some really really cool documentaries that are. They're got a little bit of true. There are true crime, but I just want to have like a casual, just a just let's just kick it on the Patreon. And so um you know, I just, just be really chill, just to kick it stream, just an inaugural Patreon stream, just to do it for the first time. And I am um going to also put I'm not going to put the Leticia Stalk video in Patreon. I'm not. I'm going to put it on YouTube. And because that's what I intended to do. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it out to YouTube. And but I will tell you guys this. I'm working on a documentary about Kai, the hatchet wielding hitchhiker, because I have his case file. And so I'm working on that. That has to be on Patreon. It's not suitable for YouTube. I'm working on also a documentary about Gannon, and that will be on Patreon. But the Letitia Stalk jail files, all those videos that I'm doing, that's going to stay on YouTube because you guys helped me and Allie and Jen to get those jail calls and those jail files in the first place. And I don't feel right about putting it behind a paywall. Like, I feel like you guys have already paid for it, if that makes sense. So that's where that's going to be. And so y'all be um y'all be looking out for you have to join Patreon to be able to see the notification for the Patreon live. But what I will do is I will make a community post with the link to my Patreon page. And then if you decide, hey, this is for me, I'm gonna join, well, yay. And if you say, hey, I gotta wait till December because Christmas is motherfucking expensive, that's cool too. And also before I forget now, I don't know if you guys have been watching this weather, okay? But y'all know, oh yes, Kathy, all of my old content, I'm not touching the channel. The channel is going to stay exactly like it is. I don't know if y'all been watching this weather, okay? But y'all know that I live in the Floridas. I am on the west coast of the Floridas, okay? Um, northwest of Tampa, okay? And they're calling for some kind of crazy storm that has all of the markers that a hurricane would have, right, with the wind and the water and all of the things, right? But it's not actually a hurricane because it doesn't have anything to do with the tropics. I guess some weird two systems are combining together, and I don't know. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing, but um I'm keeping my eye on that because, like, bruh, who needs that hassle, right? Um but yeah, I'm hopefully they're saying, I think, Saturday night. So I'm going to try to squeeze in the live on Patreon before um we get to the storm parts. Okay, so that's going to be Saturday. And then, you know what? I also want you guys to, yes, they're calling for tornadoes too, Quirky. The other thing I want you guys to check out is Mentor Lawyer. Okay, his channel is called Deep Dive True Crime. He has the calls from jail that with Charlie Adelson. Y'all, the things that guy is saying on a he knows the calls are recorded. Okay. This isn't like, you're under investigation and law enforcement has gotten permission for wiretaps, right? No, this is not that. They tell you like 27 times before the call even gets connected that you're being recorded. And the stuff that he's saying, it's beyond. So definitely go check that out, because I definitely want to talk about some of that, but I will not be. I know how, obviously from personal experience, what a rigmarole it is to request, to get, to purchase all the things for jail calls, and then to get them from the way that they're sent to you up to onto YouTube. So I'm only going to talk about stuff that I'm only going to talk about it. I'm not going to play any of the calls. I'm not going to use any of his content because that ain't cool. But we have definitely got to talk about that, because that's where I have been over here for like 2 days straight. I'm every time he says something, I think, surely it's going to kick in. He's going to realize what he's doing and he's going to shut up. Surely that's good. Nope. He just keeps on going. Just keeps on going. And I was shocked. But anyway, so that's where I've been, and we'll do something on Sunday. Okay. We'll talk about some kind of true crime, because also we cannot forget to mention, and I've been keeping an eye on this, but I haven't been really talking about it a lot. They're going to, apparently, they're going to tear down that house at 1122 King Road. And that is, I'm kind of shocked about that. I'm torn, okay, because I kind of get why they would want it torn down, but I also understand why they wouldn't want it torn down, why it shouldn't be torn down. So it's, one of those things. I personally, I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. So let's do that. Let's plan for Sunday night. Let's talk Idaho 4. I really, really, really have held back from covering anything to do with that case, because, to be honest with you, I really just wanted to sit back and wait for the trial. I want to know, before I make a judgment, I got to see what the evidence is. How can I know whether or not Brian Koberger is guilty or innocent if I haven't seen the evidence? I will agree with the state that the evidence presented thus far is enough to charge him with the murder and to to move forward with the trial, but I'm waiting for the trial. But I definitely want to talk about the situation with the house, because and I kind of want to just give some of my thoughts about what's going on. Yes, Corkies, you guys, let me just say, the best phone call between Charlie and Donna is when Charlie got disconnected and Donna kept right on talking to her husband. She sure did. She totally incriminated herself. Corky, 100%. She sure did. Kept right on talking. Like, even though she called out for Charlie, like repeatedly, and he did not answer. To me, that would have been the clue that maybe they're not there. Okay. But no. I am constantly blown away by this family. I cannot even front, like, I cannot even hide my shock at them, because I am constantly blown away and I'm constantly incredulous at the amount of the lack of self-awareness, just awareness, period. It absolutely boggles my mind. I cannot get my brain around it. And now I will say this. I was curious whether Donna was keeping up with the trial from home because it was streamed, right? Well, we learned on those jail calls that she actually was. And so she knew that they were listening to there were wiretaps, and they had the person that was mic'd up that sat near them in the restaurant, all that stuff, right? She knew that the possibility existed, right? So what does this woman do? She gets on a phone call that you are told, it's not 20 times, it's like 3 or 4 times that you're told before they ever connect the call that you are being recorded, that it is not a private conversation, and that if you think it should be a private conversation, they even give you instructions on what to do. And yet she just blabs. She just blabs. I'm shocked by it. I cannot. I cannot believe it. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that one, Jacqueline. Between Yeah, because there are some, I mean, listen, I have to sleep. I'm 46 years old. I ain't getting no younger. I need my beauty sleep. Okay. Listen, I am married to a man who is aging like Benjamin Button. Okay. And so I have to, and I'm younger than him. So I have to do my own little part, you know, to, to do, to keep youthful. Okay. And part of that includes sleep. So, I I've missed some of the calls, but I go back and watch the ones that I've missed, and I am taking copious notes. So we will be discussing that. We will be discussing that. But on Sunday, we are going to discuss Idaho 4 because I haven't discussed that case in a long time, and I want to. So, no, Patricia, and I would love to highlight that, but I can't. I did not hear that call, so I'm going to have to go back, and apparently I've missed quite a bit, so I'm going to have to go back and check that out. Um, I'm younger than my husband. Did I say that I was older than he is? No, he is older than I am by 4 years. And but he's aging like freaking Benjamin Button. And I don't want to, I'm not doing that bad. I'm not aging like milk over here or anything like that. But when you have somebody who's aging like Benjamin Button, you got to take some extra steps. So, it is what it is. He just hit 50 and I'll be 47 next month. So it's potent. All right. Anyway. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go. I want to thank you guys all for being here. And let me just say this. I feel 100% better about the situation. Just getting it off my chest. Just being able to sit here, talk to you guys, vent a little, bitch a little, just jibber jabber has been nice. And I've been watching the comments, and I want to thank you guys for being here. I want you guys to know that I as much as you guys say that you enjoy me and coming here to this chat, and I want you to know, and it's a distraction when you're going through stuff. I want you guys to know that you guys do that for me too. You guys, when I'm going through stuff, and believe me, we know the health issues that my grandbaby Olivia Chicky Nuggy Pot Pie Esquire went through last year at this time. We had a little bit of a scare. She's okay. They just needed to adjust her medication. It hadn't been adjusted. The dose hadn't been adjusted in a minute. And, she's gotten bigger. So they needed to adjust it according to her weight. But we had a little bit of, just for a minute, we had a little scare. But you guys, me being able to come here and to talk to you guys about true crime or anything for that matter is such a solace for me. It's such a relief for me. I have so many things that go whipping around in this brain of mine all the time. And if I did not have you guys to come and talk to about it, I would be bothering my husband. And he is the furthest thing from a true crime fan that you could be. There could be. He does not like true crime. So I watch these things, I see these things, I think about these things, and you guys are my outlet. You support me, you listen to me, you encourage me. And even when you guys give me constructive criticism, I appreciate that shit. Because how else are you going to get any better if everybody tells you you're the best all the time? You know what I mean? Oh, she's doing so much better, Lynn. She is talking now, and um, she told me a couple of days ago, and we were talking on video chat, and she says, Grammy, you crazy. So stinking cute. I taught her how to say Hulk smash. I taught her how to say, ah, shucks. And oh man, so cute. So cute. And I love you, Grammy. I love you. I love it. So, yeah, she is. But you guys being able to listen, you guys letting me talk about all of these things that go on in my brain all the time, and you're patient with me too. Because listen, I try really hard to get the stuff out of my brain and from my brain out of my mouth in as a cohesive way as I can. But y'all know I got the ADDs, and it's struggles for me. And there are times when y'all will ask me a question and I hear myself giving a Miss America answer. And I'm thinking to myself, as I'm right now, literally doing it, giving a Miss America answer, I'm thinking to myself, why can't you just answer yes or no? Why can't you do that? But you guys are all patient with me through all of that, and you listen to me, and I appreciate it. So everything that you say that I do for you, you guys are doing for me. And I think that is, I actually think that might be what the purpose of YouTube is. I kind of think that might be what whoever it was that created YouTube. I really do sort of think that that was the intent behind it, is for people to come together like we're doing right now and be able to share stuff that's common between us and our differences, right? So now, with that said, for reals, thank you so much. Thank you for the Cash Apps. Thank you for the PayPals. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for being here tonight and every night that you've been here. I can't thank you enough, and I can't tell you how much it means to me. I just appreciate you guys so much. And I will be back tomorrow night, and we will be on Patreon, and we're just going to kick it and talk about whatever the hell we talk about. Okie dokie. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye.